you're looking for inspiration or motivation on taking a garage or a basement or a spare bedroom and turning it into your own personal gym space, we've got you covered. I'm gonna show you how I took this space and turned it into this. Oh, no, oh, hold on. That's embarrassing. I'm sorry. I meant that. Odds are, if you are an owner of a Concept 2 rowing machine, or you've been thinking about buying one, or you appreciate indoor rowing, there's a high likelihood you want to create your own at-home sanctuary of fitness in whatever small or larger space you may have. I wanted to show you what I've done with my space as I live in this garage. This is both my actual gym where I film for you guys. My laundry room is over there. My workshop is over there. My office is on a rolling table in the middle of it all. So I want you to know that I live in the position that I talk to you guys about. And if you've been thinking about finding or creating this little sanctuary at home, this is the video for you. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm Shane Farmer. This is Dark Horse Rowing, where we build better humans through rowing so that you can build the life you want to live. If you've been here before, welcome back, PDP Army. This is an exciting one. It's scratching my own itch. I have lived in this space. The locations have changed as I've changed houses and moved around, but this is finally it. I get to build out my dream space, and I've built out my dream space behind me. There is so much cool stuff that happened. A lot went through this process, and I wanted to show you every phase of the project. Now, a quick thank you to, I just call them my buddies in this project, PRx Performance, the company that supplied almost all of the equipment that you see on the wall behind you, supporting everything that I have in here. Now, they did not sponsor this video. They didn't give me the equipment. I did buy it, and I actually sought them out. They're a company out of North Dakota, being from Minnesota, close to my heart in the Midwest there. And I appreciate what they do, which is prioritizing garage gyms or home gym setups where space is a priority or space is a premium. So you can see in here, this is with my squat rack down, but it actually folds up against the wall and only takes up about that much space when I'm not using it. So I just want to give a big thank you, PRx Performance, appreciate you guys. And if you're thinking about doing your own home space, this is definitely a company you should be looking at. I'll throw a link to them in the description below. If you're considering doing this or looking at setting up any kind of your home gym space, definitely check them out. Look in that link below. Okay, so let's run through this process. What did this whole thing look like from beginning to end, the whole process, and now being able to see it in its almost finished product. I know there's more coming, and I'm super excited to reveal that to you when it actually happens. Consider it an effective work in progress, but a huge step forward from where we were and where you could be too if you are deciding to make a change in your own space. So you can see the space that I'm working with here. Essentially, all I'm doing is working in this back corner. So it's really not even a whole wall and a half. It's like just a half and a half. I guess one whole wall, let's call it. What's gonna happen back here is this space right here where you see this squat rack currently, that is going to get replaced with a wall rack as well as wall mounts for my weight plates. And so that's everything's gonna get sucked up to the wall over there. Then on the back side, I've been having to do a bunch of work where we essentially had to take down all of what was weird 1/4-inch plywood in odd shaped sheets back there. We had to strip it all off. And instead of sticking with standard drywall, which you could do, I opted to put up 3/4-inch plywood on that back wall, screw it all to the stud. So essentially this just became one massive load-bearing wall for me. I've then taped and mudded it, sanded it, and now, thanks to a neighbor of mine, and now what we're going to be getting on with is that wall needs to get painted and prepped, ready to go for the equipment, which is getting delivered today. So I'm trying to stay like perfectly on track with things getting done as things move in. So I guess the things that need to happen are, number one, I gotta get all my equipment out of the gym, and number two, then I have to tape and mask and paint this whole thing. But that's the next step on this. And we'll see how it goes from there. Okay, so I have done the construction of getting my space cleared out. I've cleaned, I have my fresh wall up behind me. All that's left is basically I have to paint so that I can have clean paint on when everything goes on the wall. So let's just do a quick painting. Let's get some fresh paint up on this, get it a clean white, and then we should be ready to mount the stuff.
Can I be the one that you need? Then I change my mind. Maybe we got time to make this right.
painting is done, as you can see. It's all a nice, fresh, new white. The thing that's always sitting there where people have thought in the past I had a broken window and just a sheet of plywood holding it up. No, it was actually, it's to block light coming in. So that's getting a design as well. I'm working it with a good friend on that one. But the PRx equipment is on the truck. I know it's coming today, but it might not get here until tonight, which means we may have to pick up tomorrow with the install and getting everything up and on the walls. There, those two walls, they're getting all this stuff. So let's check it out. When the equipment arrives, it's like Christmas. All right, it's a new day. The equipment did not arrive last night as anticipated. It showed up this afternoon. I have it now. It's perfect timing actually, because it gave me a chance to move everything out of the garage, wipe the slate clean, show you what it looks like with nothing in it, and then go from there to create and build what is going to be the new, tight, compact, well-organized space that you're going to see at the end. Okay, this may look like just a plain white wall, and in fact, that's all it is right now, but this has been reinforced with plywood. This has been repainted and cleaned up, and all the studs have been found, and I know exactly where the squat rack's gonna go. So let's just run into the next time lapse of building this out so you can see all the equipment go up. Okay, so this thing was a really scratching my own itch moment. Thanks to all of you guys for following, and basically you guys allowed this to happen. You guys are the reason that I was able to create this space, and so just a big thank you to you first. But what I was going for here was being able to get the most out of the least amount of equipment, if that makes sense. I ended up chatting with PRx Performance. They actually did a FaceTime call so that we could look at the space and decide what was gonna go where, measure my studs, measure the rest of the garage to understand where I was gonna put everything. And once that was done, I went ahead and placed the order for all of the equipment. Now, the first thing that happened when the equipment came in was I just needed to get it all out of all of the boxes, 11 boxes in total, so I could see what I was working with. I didn't know what the install was going to require or be, and so it was just time to take everything out of the boxes, lay it on the floor, and get my eyes on all of this equipment and having a blank slate in front of me. After I got everything out, it just felt right that the squat rack, being the major piece of all of this, was the first thing that went up. So we went to town on getting the squat rack ready to go, and it was actually kind of a fun process. Lots of double checking measurements, making sure that this whole thing was level as it got installed, so that there was nothing wrong in the long run. And man, it paid off in spades. Once I got the main braces up for that squat rack, the whole thing went up a whole lot easier, and it made everything after that easier because I knew my stud spacing, I knew how everything was going to work, and I had all my tools laid out. I basically followed the instructions to a T. There was no cowboy in me on this one. I just followed the instructions all the way through, and it made the project really easy. After the squat rack went in, it was time to put up the weight trees on either side of the squat rack, and this was remarkably easy. It's actually like Legos with the way that their pegboard is set up, and so that was super easy. It just goes vertically on a stud, and man, that was actually quite a fun process, and it just went up so much easier than I thought. And as soon as I got that to the wall, it made me so happy that I had abandoned the rolling plate tree that I had before. Again, I just have to say thank you to all of you guys. You really are the reason that this space has been able to happen. I did it half and half for you as well as for me. It's just, this space feels so much more inviting to me now, and I love being able to walk into my garage for work, whether I'm at the desk over here or in the gym over here, or filming for you guys right here. This has been a really enjoyable process for me. It's meant that I've taken almost an entire week off to build just this, but man, is it so worth it now that it just feels so much more put together. And obviously it's gonna improve as this, the color gets painted on this and more stuff starts to happen. And I hope it has given you some insight as to what you can do. And as I mentioned, drop a note in the comments below. What more should I do with this space? You guys are with me every week. What would you like to see? Where could things go? What could happen? Let me know in the comments below, as well as what you've done with your garage gym that you, or your basement or your spare bedroom gym that you really love, that makes the space inviting for you. On top of setting up a space for you to get fit on your own, make sure that when you are looking for workouts, you check out this playlist here so that you can get the latest workouts that we are offering for free here on YouTube, and then hit that subscribe button so you can get alerted when we come out with our latest videos.